just so I'm making sure I'm understanding. I still I still experienced the like alternate experience. Is that right?
Yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody, no matter what, experienced the false reality, the false memories.
Right. Okay. Just want to be sure.
Yeah.
I would recap though, unless someone else wants to snag it. Cool. Um, we started by entering this vault that we later determined was some vault slash prison made by the ancient dwarves. That was primarily unlocked with master's tools of dwarven make. Um, uh, Very ancient technology um, that was partially guarded is maybe not the best, but like watched, I guess, by a creature flown, a slime pustule with many eyes who has since been blinded, um, who, however long ago he got trapped in here, came down with a couple of other people. The dwarf and their party went into the like locked vault and never made it out. The other two remained outside with Flown, eventually died of starvation. Flown ate them. Um, Flown introduced himself as a Glaxter and
Hmm.
also explained to us the concept of not just outer planes, but outer crystalline clusters. Is that what he called it?
Like crystal spheres. Yeah,
Crystal spheres.
almost a similar concept to like multidimensionality or different realities. It very similar in nature to that.
Yeah. And he said that no matter where you go in your, like, no matter what sphere you are in, there always exists the material plane, um, which is always the center point of every universe, and is always special. He's here for some reason he refused to say. We briefly mentioned the meeting place of all things, which he recognized but has not explained to us. Um, he also had an understanding of the creature that was locked behind. Well, he didn't know prior, I think, until the door was opened, what was beyond the door. And we were going to negotiate that information from him. Um, uh, our resident part-time whore was going to resolve that for us, but we all did not want to be present when that happened and panicked and opened the door anyway. And upon doing so, we met a creature called the Peerless, which infected all of our minds who witnessed it, all except Cal, with a false reality that put us each individually into a different place in our lives. And I think I want to clarify a little bit, Sean. Did any of us who like this would have had a significant impact for, like Renier or Merv or Kriaz, would we have been younger in those realities?
You could have been, right?
Okay.
Like it's the experience would have been to you fully real, right? Like in
Uh-huh.
those moments, right? And the like how long were you even in that space, right? To begin with. But yeah, you could have been at different times of your life. I think for Merv it certainly was. I think for Rainier it certainly was, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it was definitely you were whatever time frame you think appropriate for your character in those moments. Yeah, I mean it was fully catered to that.
Mhm. And I caught it on the re-listen that each of us were asked very, very, very distinct questions by the peerless in these alternate realities. And I meant to write all those questions down, but I was listening at work, so I did not have the wherewithal to actually get those down.
Hmm. Hmm.
Plus, as it stands, each person is only aware of the one question they were asked at a time. But I do remember that some of us were asked about a creature called Molochs and whether or not they were still on this plane. Have no concept if that's going to matter to us in the long term, because the Peerless has been here for millennia. Um, Cal and Ember, Cal protected by Flown and Ember having saved against the charm, uh, were able to help everyone else break their charms to the Peerless after a fashion, and then we beat the shit out of him and killed it. And few of us are dealing with the alternate reality overlap situation still, but that's where we ended.
Hmm. Yeah, very good. Take some inspiration. And to add a bit of clarity, the peerless entity was not asking you the questions; it
Asking the
was
cube
asking the cube the questions.
in
Oh,
accordance with the
okay.
tradition.
Hmm.
Every one of like, 'cause this thing was in accordance
And
with
we were
the
being
tradition.
drained for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Mhm.
like I think even in those memories, right? Like it all felt like like to do so felt normal, right? Like you were supposed to do this, of course, but like the sensation of I think like a sense of vitality loss, even minimal, I think can be known, right? I mean, 1 HP technically is like a lot to your person, right? Um so like those that lost vitality would be aware of like something as like affected me in a small way, in a very small way. Yeah, but very clear. It was not addressing questions to you all. It was addressing questions directly to the cube. Um, and you, those that were in that situation, you did not gain the response of it. And like you still like you would still remember these events, right? It's not like the charm effect doesn't um prevent you from remembering. You're aware of like the whole thing, right? Um, you know it asked the questions. You know you didn't get the answer. The what it was saying, like it was very clearly presenting you as like an offering to this thing, whatever it is. Just so your player
Yeah.
understanding is clear. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, very good. You all have like just been, like the peerless is laying broken on the ground. There are, like some hydraulic kind of fluids leaking out of it a bit, but its structure is, broken and ruined. Um, uh, what are you all doing?
Murph's still having a moment.
Yeah.
You see you see Flown like undoes the cape form and slides off. Its form swelling a bit as it like shrunk down a bit. You see many of its eyes are kind of blinking. Pseudopods are rubbing some of them. Some portions of its body are just kind of like rolling inwards, like it's almost trying to rub its eyes and wash them. Um, as it says, "Oh, okay, I can see a lot better now."
Oh, that's wonderful, Flan. Um, everyone, why so down? We just had a rousing victory. I know it was a little hairy there.
Yeah.
Little weird.
I know you told me just roll with it, and I'm working on that. Just give me a second.
Very well.
Clown, the fuck is this thing?
You'll have to be a little specific.
I just point at the fucking cube, filling the bigger part of the middle of the room.
Yeah, and its little that circle in the center just pulsates in a steady rhythm. Oh, that. Well, okay. Uh, Rithuia thought that was she called it the font of knowledge. She said that's what the creators called it.
How the fuck does it work?
Uh, I, I, I didn't touch it myself, but the what she described was she and his pseudopod gestures to the dwarven corpse. She's the one who kind of understood a lot more about what this place was. She said that it was built to seek answers, and that in order to gain those answers, you had to pay a certain price. Sort of like a blood magic kind of thing. Do you guys have blood magic here?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So it's like a blood magic thing, like a pact almost. Like, you ask your question and then it answers, but it takes from you. And the more you ask, the more it takes. It's pretty dangerous.
Quick question, Sean. You said it's vibrating? That combined with its shape, is it vibrating in the same rhythm as the one we found in the middle of the field?
No. No. And it's not vibrating. It's like the
Yeah, it's
air
like
around it, right? Like this is a artifact of ancient times.
yeah, I guess. But it looks the same as your description of the other thing, just with a red circle in it.
It has a similar look to it,
Yeah, cube on its
in
side.
general shape, but
But it's smaller, right?
yeah, much smaller. Like the other one was like a towering, edifice. This is, I mean, for you it's tall, but for the rest of them, it's like just slightly taller than a human, than like Ragnarok and Kriaz, right? The other difference is, this one is actually touching the ground. The other one, I believe, is
Yeah.
hovering directly,
Mm-hmm.
slightly above it. But you're right. There are similarities. They are not the same.
I guess I'll shakily get to my feet and walk over to it to probably try an ancient arcana roll on it.
Sure. Um, what are you doing exactly?
At the moment, I'm probably going and standing right in front of the the circle,
Mm-hmm.
the red circle, and either looking at the pulses or looking at the circle and trying to see if it jogs any kind of memory.
Yeah, sure. Roll Ancient Arcana for me. 17. On a 17, you don't know what this thing is other than the context you've been given or gained already. It is clearly extremely old. You see that in construction, not dissimilar to, like, it has a lot of that fine fit. Like the closer you get, you realize like there's more detail in it
Mhm.
than if you were standing away. And there's a like it reminds you a little bit of like even when you were looking at that metallic construct um in Fiddleworks room, like the intricacy of the layering work on it. Um there is a bit of a similarity there. Um
The sense that it's like etched in a way that nothing can. I get we would know it like that, but somebody like Merv who's working with like the technology that we have, the layering and stuff is really just like the amount of intricacies, like micro intricacies, right? Like
yeah, yeah,
etching.
it's different, but with the 17, you think there's a basis there. Like whoever made this maybe had inspiration from
Mhm.
that kind of work.
Yeah, Merv will sit down cross-legged, like in the red light, and turn around and say, "Okay, I don't really got anything on this." Amber, you need something from it, or is there anything else in this room?
I'm not about to go sticking my hand on there, so whatever it knows is gonna stay with it. I don't know what that peerless whatever it called itself was doing to you guys, but that didn't look like it was a thing I want to follow up on right now.
You think you can make use of its metal bits?
The peerless?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could probably melt it down and turn it into something, but not like right here, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, but like worth it to start ripping it off, or no?
Be honest, it'd be kind of creepy that it'd be like, hey, I made a suit of armor out of that guy that tried to bork your brains or something.
I mean, we do it for like animals, and they didn't fight back sometimes. It feels like it's less creepy than that.
You see Flown kind of raise a pseudopod up. Um I probably wouldn't like take anything. I wouldn't wear pieces of it, but I I actually would recommend like scavenging from it because you'd be surprised what you can get out of some of these old constructs.
Wait, that was just a construct? I thought it was.
Construct?
Oh yeah, yeah. Peerless is one of many.
Is Peerless like its name, or
It is its
kind of thing it
name
is?
and what it is.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start stripping it then. Mer pulls out like fucking Tinker's tools. Like,
Um, make an ancient arcana. This is a salvage check that you're making on it.
As well, so
Yeah, sure.
you would have advantage.
yeah, I'm rolling it again.
There it is.
There it is.
26. Okay.
There it is.
Hell yeah. Roll a d4 for me.
I think specifically I'm like cracking open it both its head and its chest looking for stuff. Torby rolled it for me.
Jorby rolled it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. You find this. If you click that, it'll open up and tell you what it is.
Said I do not have sufficient permission.
You definitely don't. Okay.
Nerd.
Psych, you don't know shit.
Psych.
Get wrecked, bro. Yeah. Because that's right. Because you don't have permission to see these until you are given. That.
Tell
Okay,
it's in
cool.
my inventory.
Yeah. Okay, I put it in your inventory.
Other than the cube and the bodies, is there anything else in this room?
Other than the cube and the bodies, there isn't anything of like significance, right? I mean, the cube is the significant thing here. Um, the bodies, I mean, their clothing, they're actually like they're not even wearing armor. They're just wearing clothing. Um, and what bits they have on them is like, everything's very degraded to a degree on them. And Merv, you can roll the D100 to see what is in here.
Okay.
54. Okay.
It's a pretty good one.
Okay. That's what you got. Yeah. Do you know how to edit the items and everything? Like edit their
Yeah.
description? Yeah. Then
I'll just edit everything out.
You got it.
That is an interesting choice, to be sure.
Yeah, that's pretty great. That's pretty neat. You see, as you're looking around at the thing, Peerless goes, "Oh, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. That's a good one."
How many uses does this thing have?
Single.
So used once and it's broken.
Yeah, unless it says otherwise, they are single use.
Yeah, Merv is like holding up this like headband thing that has like a button on the side of it. Or I guess it's probably more like it was internal, so it's just got a bunch of like wires that looks like a headband. And he holds up the like little thing on the end and says, "This thing, it can make a 10-foot illusion of food." So we got that going for us.
Man, I'm hungry.
How much more time do you need here, Merv?
I mean, I'm pretty much done unless there's anything like I got everything I'm gonna get off of this fucking thing.
Ragnarok just leaves the room to the antechamber.
Amber.
Flounce, you said this thing knows stuff?
Yeah. I mean, from what Rathuia said, it knows everything, like everything.
But it takes a price.
Yeah.
That seems like a bad data storage method. Like, hey, we wrote your history down on this book. The book kills you when you read it.
Killer book. That's pretty great. No, she said it was like they built it because this place was special. Like this part of this world was special, and made it easier to reach. And they reached.
It can answer anything,
That's what she said. I never used it.
but is it like just what like stuff about stuff that exists, or
I mean, she said it doesn't know the future, but it knows what is and what has been.
Amber, do you want to ask it questions?
There is a lot that I would really love to know, but I don't know what price it's gonna take.
I mean, it might be worth it though.
Well,
Renier stands up and walks over to the device and just waits for her.
Might be worth it. Might kill me again.
there's only one real way to find out, isn't there? And Cal will walk over to the device. And Cal will put his hand on the device.
Okay. You put your
And-
hand on the device. You feel it like warm under your touch, but no reaction otherwise.
And I'll just ask out loud. Oh, great glowing cube that exacts some price, that which we do not know. Please share with us all, where is Umeli right now?
The rest of you see the circle, instead of pulsating, just start glowing. Like it just gets brighter and stays bright. Um, uh, Cal, you ask that. You feel like it's like lightning in your body.
Oh, God.
You're, uh, you are kind of entranced, touching this thing. Your mind, you feel another, like you feel your mind making connection with another consciousness, another entity that is vast and unknowable. You seek Umeli, the 9 hands, the one from your childhood.
Yes, absolutely. And you are? I'm Kalawunax, Cletintilar, by the way.
You are drained for 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
As you ask your question, where is Umeli? It begins to show you in your mind images, and these image, like you feel yourself rushing through the air. You feel the moisture, the cold, the whipping winds.
Not knowing what the full price that this is going to exact is, I am going to try and narrate what I'm seeing. I don't know if that's possible given the effects of this thing, but just want to throw that out there.
Yes.
Okay.
Though your words are faltering, like
Yeah.
you are, like this is like a very intense experience that you are having, so you can describe this, but it is like your words are halting. It is somewhat difficult to make out. Sometimes you're whispering what it is that you're seeing. You are rushing through clouds. You see, as the clouds break, you see the monolith raised above Karakara. Its amber, somewhat purple glow emanating above the remains of the city and the crooked hills around. The vision rushes down into the ruins of a temple of some kind in the crooked hills, broken stone. You see Umeli is there with that strange metallic tentacled construct that flew away with her. She is sitting by a campfire. This is you know the timeline to be the hours immediately after the monolith. She is sitting by this campfire, looking into a mirror, and she is pulling out shards of the soul stone when it shattered that had embedded into her face. She is pulling out little shards of it, and you can hear them like plinking on the ground, little beads of blood welling up on her face, and a kind of a madness in her eyes as she pulls the last one. You are whipped forward in time, uh, many days, a week, 2 weeks. She is traveling north. You see her standing at the bottom of the Dread Lookout, a obsidian obelisk tower that just rips out of the earth. She stands at the base of it, banging her fists against it, screaming to be let in, screaming to let her save this place. Her construct just sits, 30 feet away. You see there are other constructs, smaller ones, standing nearby with it. She turns, walks towards them. You can see tears and anger and frustration in her face. You see them walking towards the shadow spires in the distance. Cold cloak pulled close to her. There is the ash of the volcanoes falling, but snow is beginning to move in. She holds in front of her a document, a parchment, of which has jagged spikes of the mountain, but on this parchment you see what looks like the remains of some kind of gate or portal device. It seems halfway buried into the rock. And as she pulls the parchment away, she is now standing on a rocky outcrop, looking down at the actual edifice itself, the actual artifact. And you can see her giving instructions to many of these small robots to begin excavating. You know this is current time right now. You have an exact location of where she is in your mind right now. You asked
Yeah,
you asked a second question.
I did.
5 more HP is drained from you.
Okay. And just so I'm clear, this is from my actual AP. The temp AP HP that I have aren't affected by this.
Are not affected by this.
Correct.
This is your
Okay.
actual HP.
Great.
Your second question was, who are you? Introduce yourself and ask who it was.
Yep.
Okay. I heard a noise. I'm like, what's happening? Oh, it's the con save because you took damage and you're concentrating. Okay. You ask who it is, and you feel that like in the images of Umelli in your mind fade away, and you are in a vast expanse in what you understand space to be. You have seen something like this before when you were in hanging with Kieran looking out of a window once, but you do not see
Hear me?
planets. You see stars, the vast sweeping arms of nebula clouds.
Hello,
Rushing.
can you hear me?
Hello, we can hear you.
We
Oh,
can.
I'm so sorry. It was broken this whole time. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no! Oh no! You're good. You are in a deep space environment. There is knowledge of an entity that is behind you. It is the thing you were communicating with, and as you turn to face it, you cannot comprehend what it is you were looking at, to give a description of it. You merely just begin weeping. You hear a voice in your mind that is breaking you, and it says, I'm the watcher in the dark, the keeper of secrets, the lord of knowledge. I am, I have been, I will be. Can you make an intelligence saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
You look upon this thing, and you are not driven mad. The dwarves reached in the pursuit of knowledge and built this device to find me, though they were not looking for me. And now you have found me, Kalawunax.
Well, yes, it's been a real pleasure meeting you, but I'm afraid I've got to go now. I am going to try and remove my hand from the cube.
There's like a bit of that kind of like static between your fingers and the object for a moment, and your hand comes right off. Your hand is shaking. You have to put your hand on your arm to even try to like steady yourself.
Yeah, I'll take the hand that was touching the cube, and I will put it under my other arm and sort of clamp it against my body to keep it from shaking for a little bit. And I'll it's really not all that bad. Although, do not ask it anything about its personal life. It's very private. That was not a wise decision on my part. But
What is it?
it's the Watcher in the Dark. It's actually not this, as best I can tell, it's not this thing. This thing is an object that the dwarves built to reach out to connect to it, although the dwarves didn't realize that's what they were trying to do, or that's what it was going to do. But it, look, it could be full of shit, but I'm fairly confident I know exactly where Umeli is. Who who's got the cartographer tools? Is that you, Ember Prime?
I got some. I got some.
Rios's thing.
Krios. Yeah, look, let's put our heads together, and I'll start narrating. You can use those to map this out, just in case I forget anything. But Ember, look, a question, maybe two. Not the worst thing in the world. Look, my hand's almost stopped shaking, and I'll take my hand out, and it's still vibrating a little bit. I mean, make sure the questions are worth it, though. I felt better before I asked them than I do now.
And to be clear, Adam, that's a total of -6. 1 and then 5
To max HP?
to max HP.
Yeah.
Oof.
Mm.
Yeah, don't reckon
No
we're gonna be able to
problem.
fix that shit.
Right. Cal can definitely, that's definitely the guy you want losing max hit points.
All day. Cal's a beast.
All right, who didn't get got by it?
Ooh.
Mean Cal.
Cal, how many? You asked one question. You asked what it was. No,
Well,
you
I
asked.
asked. Right, I asked two questions. I asked where was Umeli, and then I just thought I'd introduce myself. And in the process of introducing myself, I asked who it was, and it did not like that.
Right. Well, okay. It did hurt. It did hurt a little when it got when Peerless asked a question and I was was. Did anybody else get like a little bit of hurt? It wasn't Peerless. Whenever what Peerless looked like in your heads.
It was the light.
Right. Okay. So, how'd that second question feel, Cal?
Much
You feel
worse than the
good?
first question.
Okay, you don't feel good.
Well, I mean, look, I felt much worse.
Right. I
But
mean, you've also been under a death curse before, so like I get your scale is a bit askew, but
like I said, I'm a little shaky.
so I guess like Amber, you might be the only one it's like safe to touch it.
Nobody's safe to touch it.
Well, I mean,
I think
like
Merv means because the dwarves made it.
it could be.
Well, I don't think that's it either. As
Yeah, it doesn't look like it helped. And I gesture to the dwarven corpse.
Well, I mean, what happened in your okay? If it's not true traumatic, what happened in your I guess like vision in your head?
Me?
Yeah.
It tried to impersonate Moradin when I was dead. It showed me my afterlife. Again.
But did it ask a question?
I tried to, but it didn't really get a chance.
So if you got a question, then you might be able to ask it. And like, I mean, it's still risky, right? But you got some you want to know. If the first question's dangerous and the second question is painful, then
That's
probably
the
only
problem. Is there's a lot that I risk that I want to know.
I mean, you could
I
ask
just
it
need
for
a minute.
something broad, right? Like you could ask it like, what is the full history of the dwarves, right? But that's a broad question that encapsulates lots of little questions.
I think that might be the sort of question that turns you to that. And I'll look at the corpse.
I mean, I figure they probably died just because, like, Peerl's got to, like,
Asking
drain
too
them.
many questions.
Yeah, just kept asking questions over and over again.
Yeah, but I think asking the entire history of the dwarves that is on a plane millennia old is
Okay, well, you
exactly
could
the
do
sort
like
of prompt that would cause such an event.
you could ask it like a specific part, like what is the history of the dwarves since they stopped living in mines, or why don't they live in mines no more?
Amber, what questions do you want to ask?
I would love to remember everything that happened while I was dead. I would love to know why my parents are dwarves and and she just gestures at herself. I would I would love to know why the dwarves fled our original homes. What I mean, there's so many things to ask. what's gall? How do we is that going to be a problem still? I mean, I don't know that ends at spitting up shadows, right?
Even if it doesn't, some of these questions are ones that we can find answers to elsewhere.
I mean, Umeli's location was pretty fucking useful as far as the question goes. Maybe asking what is she. I don't know how vague it can be. Like, can it look into things' minds and know what they're thinking? You ask it like, what is she trying to do? You figure it can know that, or can it only tell you like what is? Or was, I guess.
I think it may only have the understanding of things that exist or existed.
You
Yeah,
guys volunteers
and
that risk a question.
I mean, I don't think anybody should necessarily like risk. Cal risked a question and got a piece of information, a lead, which we needed. So that's a start.
Amber,
We don't.
when you say you want to know what happened when you died, are you saying what happened to you or what happened here?
no, my when I was dead, I don't unlike Cal, I don't remember everything. This place, ever since we've come down here, even though I've clearly never been here before, it's been tugging at the back of my head. And I don't think it's just because I'm a dwarf. I mean, maybe there is some sort of calling. Maybe there is, and that's why it's doing it. But why?
I'll look at Kriaz and
Uh-huh.
say, well, Ember Prom, you have at least 2 volunteers who can help you figure out as many questions as you may need.
No, no. If they're my questions, I'm going to ask them.
I'm inclined to agree. If you're asking a question, what's important to you? We don't really understand this cost thing, and I don't think it's fair to either party.
Kriaz and I are offering to share this burden the best we can. Is that
I
right?
I get that, and I appreciate it, but
But you don't really know what it is, and if it's more than you thought, then you're putting that on Ember.
it's more simply, this is I need these answers, and the only way to get them fully clear, it sounds like, because no offense, Cal, we appreciate everything you did, but that did not seem fun, and
Yeah, that's fair. I guess if you want it firsthand, you do firsthand.
yeah,
Unless you do it like Peerless did, which is have somebody else touch and you ask the question.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do what that thing did.
That's fair.
Curiosity. He's what if we just get a lead? Make an adventure out of this. Find out like a starting point, and then just take it from there.
For what?
Anything for Ember. Find like a starting point to search for the dwarves, or why she is
I
upset
mean,
about the way she is.
they're still
Not
around.
upset.
Like
He-
the dwarves they're like alive and they just live.
They're
You
in
know,
Morass now, most of
yeah.
them. I mean, they're all over the place, but
Yeah, but starting points.
All right, I'm gonna slap my hands on the cube.
Ember, just before you
What
do,
happened to me when I died?
Ooh.
Well,
You feel a warmth as your hand touches the cube, and then like a bolt of energy rushing through you. Ted, you're actually going to have to clarify this for me. I don't know what information you are missing.
All I remember is that when Ember Prime was being raised from the dead, she asked Moradin how much of this of everything that had gone on she would remember. And he said very little, and so I have played that she has only vague recollections of having spent time in the hall, having been working on something, but she doesn't even remember what it was. Ted remember what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever was on the table, she does not remember what it was at all.
Right. So like what because it's a hard question for me to answer because it's like your role play. Um so
See, I have miscalculated.
right. It was like, look, there's a lot of stuff that like I don't know what questions you're gonna ask, but this one is very difficult for me to
Watch is
answer.
like, okay, here's the deal. You basically sat in the reincarnation / reforming waiting room. You hung out with your god.
Yeah, I mean, if the answer is Ember Prime remembers suddenly everything that Ted remember, I'm perfectly accepting of that answer. That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, you
Remember-
see a series of your mind is swelled with another entity that is you have been in the presence of Morden, and this thing feels vast beyond your deity. Um, and you are given visions that you know these to be accurate and true. There is a complete sense of knowledge to them that is given to you that this is factual information. Um, these memories that you are experiencing and seeing, they feel real, like you are actually there in that moment every time you see one. And it is a sweeping array of images through series of time, filling in the lost details of Ember's memory. um are there any specific details you were like looking for in there?
The big one is the fact that she and Moradin were working on building a humanoid, like the creature on the table, and the knowledge that she was told that if she had chosen not to be brought back from the dead, Moradin could send her back in a different form.
Yeah, you in this moment kind of slows down as like you just pull focus hard on it. Um you relive that conversation, and you're able to like just see that space more clearly, and you see in the forge mold there is a humanoid form that is not you but is like you. It is not dwarven. You also see in this moment with more clarity in the background. There are what you know to be older forms, and cast aside cat like I use the word cast, this tossed aside casts of a humanoid that, again, like you're looking at it, and in this moment you have the knowledge that is being given to you. They are a melding of fire and flesh. His work not quite as successful before you.
I will ask. I assume that I lose a hit point.
Yes, yes, yeah, 1 HP.
Okay.
Which I will add the function to your sheet. You stand
Oh,
there, hand on the cube.
She will just look at the ground and then ask, "Why were the dwarves forced to leave their home, their first home?"
That same rush of energy, the light is bright on the cube, exactly like Cal had when Cal was asking his questions. You feel yourself pulled back in time. You see you are observing this planet as it spins backwards and the stars reverse themselves, and you are rushing backwards in time. The planet stops. You blink your eyes and you are standing in a cave network. You see uh, thousands of dwarves in a massive cave structure. There are mine carts, pulley systems. They are digging deep into the earth, into this world. Um, you see that they're opening a large hole, excavating a large pre-existing cave network that they found a network of caves deep beneath where they were digging. At first, there's excitement, palpable, sweeping through everyone down here. And then there's screaming. And then fear. And you see swelling out of this entryway that they have opened, you see creatures that have existed in this rock that have never seen the light of the sun that begin to pour out from this opening. You see additional walls nearby caving in as even more monstrosities make their way through. As the terror builds, you see spiders swarming. You see humanoids mixed in. They look elven, but something is wrong with them. They speak in a language you do not know, but in this moment you understand it. They're calling for war for the intruders. The dwarves, the reason they don't dig deep anymore is they found a world beneath your world, deep in the dark. And that world is filled with malice. And were it to be allowed access to the surface, would bring ruin to everything. And you see scenes of the dwarves blasting and sealing caves containing vast riches as they abandon the work that they're doing. And soon they abandon their tower and they find a new mountain to dig in. But these dwarves, they don't remember. They only have the story of you dig too deep, it's dangerous. But Maras, the veins run so far. And Maras has been digging for a long, long time. Do you see the folly of your people? Their hubris. History always repeats itself. Ember Prime.
My people's only mistake was not being ready the first time, not knowing. Not their fault. There's a vile society under the earth.
You feel your vitality drained having asked the questions. That's an additional 5 HP.
She will drop her hands from the cube and just leave.
As you're exiting out, you see the light. Everyone else sees the light in the cube just dimming to its normal pulsating mode. And Ember, as you're walking, like it's hard to control. You think you can see things like crawling in the like out of the corners of your eyes. You turn, you look, no spiders, but almost there could have been something. That's hard to shake off for a few minutes, but it goes away.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I don't think my dwarves built this place. Maybe something older, maybe something different, but this wasn't us. This isn't why we this isn't why we have Maras now.
Are you alright?
I will be. I need to get in touch with someone.
I'll look at everybody else and get up to follow her.
Flown?
Yeah.
What's next for you?
I mean, if you guys are done touching that thing, I'm trying to get out of this place. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see the top side, get a little sun in my life. The sun still exists, right?
Oh, horrible news, Flown. No, of course the sun still exists.
Ah,
Well, I mean, we can. We're certainly going out. We can take you out.
yeah, for sure.
What else would you be doing once you're out?
Oh, boy, I actually hadn't thought that far ahead. I just thought get out and hopefully these people don't trap me in here. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen your world for like a long time. I'm actually interested in seeing what's changed, you know? I mean, like some of y'all didn't exist when I was here, so
So
um
here's the thing. Looking like you do now is gonna be a problem for a large segment of people up there.
uh okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's not saying don't, go live your best life, but you just need to be aware that you're going to be getting mostly shrieks and maybe violence, and it ain't fair, but it's
Look,
going to be the state of things for you.
Well, I mean, as long as there's no like major cities or
Well,
settlements anywhere,
right.
then I'll be fine.
You just going to live in the woods?
No, I'm gonna, like explore, see what's out there.
All right, I need to make something very clear. When we came down here, there were creatures that were trying to get into this vault that were not above destroying any organic creatures or material in their path to get here. And it is my personal responsibility, along with many others, to see that creatures such as those and any others that would bring harm to the native inhabitants of this world, if they are to come to any harm, we are designed to eradicate them. Is that going to be an issue for you?
Uh, I mean, I I guess not. Are you in a roundabout way threatening me?
I am warning you.
Oh. Well, look, like I said, I'm not really like much of a fighter, so to speak. I mean, I do need to eat. Do you guys still have like beef here?
We do.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, will you kill me if I eat a beast?
As long as it's not livestock.
That's like somebody else's stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, sounds good to me. You don't got to worry about old Flan. All right, this is not my first planet.
uh, Flan, just uh, in an effort, perhaps to make things a little easier for you, would it be possible for you? I don't know. Clearly, you're capable of taking many shapes. Would it be possible for you to emulate a shape like any of us, for example? You know, 2 legs, 2 arms, a head, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
believe you've tried that.
for a little while. I mean, I'm out of practice. But I mean, I used to be pretty good at it.
Okay, well, and I understand you can only do it for a little while, but our senses of time seem to be a bit different. So do you think you could quantify what a little while means?
Y- for about as long as I mean, the best I could do is like like a couple hours.
Okay, well, okay, that's not nothing. Here, why don't you do this? And I will give him one of my sets of fine clothing.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, cool. um hell yeah.
And
You
just when it is necessary, you can assume a shape similar to that of any of us. Um, dress yourself in these, wrap yourself up relatively tight, and that will at least give you some ability to pass. It probably won't do much upon close inspection, but it's better than nothing, really.
Oh.
I mean, if we wanted to bring him with us, we could just keep him in the painting.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could,
Mhm.
right? But I don't know. I mean,
Are
it
you
sounds
feeling,
like he
are you
wants to
feeling
get.
awkward about the whole thing now that you had
Well,
your moment?
it sounds like he wants to go and explore.
Right. It's kind of a
I mean, do you want to
Star-
tag along with us, Flan?
star-crossed
Uh,
lovers kind of thing.
I don't know. What are you guys doing?
Well, we're going to a major city. The exact thing you just said you
Right.
didn't want to.
But you
deal
would be
with.
able to look at it from inside of a painting. You just be a real
Oh,
fucked up looking painting.
well, well, that doesn't sound very fun to me anyway. No, I'll tell you, look, I appreciate everything you guys have done. And when we get topside, I will appreciate it even more. These clothes are super great. I will wear them with pride. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna explore a little bit. Trying to really find myself in this new world. Well, I'll tell you what, though. You see like a little piece of it about the size of a strawberry kind of like lift up and float and kind of float by you, Cal.
Mhm.
He says, "Here, hold your head out."
Okay, I will do that.
Just lands in your hand, has a singular one of the eyeballs on it, and he goes, "Okay, you just like I don't know, keep that on you, and I'll be able to kind of like absorb some like you know information about what it is you guys are doing, right? And then, hey, we hit up each other next time we run into each other. I could pop that back in, and then it's like I get all of its memories. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could explore your city without even having to be there.
Oh, I'd certainly be willing to help you out. Could I fashion it into some sort of necklace or something?
Yeah, whatever suits your fancy.
Wonderful.
So, look, I gotta ask, you guys, are you gonna seal this place up real good, or because it's bad news, right? Remember I told you it's bad news?
Yeah. Yeah, those Anhedons were here because this thing would have given them the location of the meeting of all or whatever it was they're after.
The meeting
Uh,
place of all things.
yeah. Oh, it'll give anybody anything they want to know. It's incredibly dangerous. I don't know why they built it.
Do we really want to leave here without the answer to that particular question?
What the meeting place of all things is?
Where it is?
I was thinking about that, but one, I'm not feeling great as it is. Um,
Clown, you got any questions you
although
want
it
to
looks
ask? Or
like
Oh no, no! Look, like I said, I've been around. All right, Flow
I
knows a
mean,
lot of stuff. All right,
you could
I can
like
tell
ask.
you
You,
where the
you
meeting place is.
Couldn't you
yeah.
ask? Wait, what?
He said he knew earlier. We just hadn't asked.
Where is it?
It doesn't exist. Those idiots just keep searching for something that's not even real.
Sure, fuck it, fine.
I, I don't even. I'm not even going to ask
Yeah,
how
I
you can
don't.
be sure. I don't think that. I mean, does that seem like a thing that any of us actually care about right now? We know where this place is. We can always come back.
Also, clown, why don't you like ask it how to get home or
I know
your
how to
home?
get home.
I mean, there ain't no more sky-ships.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
gone.
Well, now but that doesn't
Right.
mean there won't be some.
You just gonna wait until we get there? We're not gonna get there. We got like fucking. I like hold up a crossbow. We got this shit. It's pretty good, but it ain't that.
Oh, hey, look, don't speak down about yourself, okay? That's pretty cool what you got there.
I
You
mean,
know?
I agree. I just. How
Look,
do the
there's
skyships fly?
oh boy. If I said magic, would you understand that?
I mean, that's a cop out though.
Okay, well,
Right.
I mean, it is magic. It's literally magic power. There.
You kind of wanted it, so it did it.
Well,
Wait,
honestly,
why
that's
is magic a cop-out answer?
I mean, because like there's multiple kinds of magic. Like,
So
But it's a full answer.
it does
it
stuff.
ain't a full answer.
It-
Like, what kind of what school of magic makes a skyship?
What school of magic makes something levitate? It's not actually that
Yeah,
deep
but
of a
like,
question.
yeah, but to scale and also make it go like forward.
Look, they're
That's the whole fucking thing.
specially made. Okay, they have
I
these.
gathered.
They got these like crystal things, and
Okay.
if you can use magic, then you kind of it's kind of like what you said. You gotta like think about it, and then
Here's-
it does space stuff.
So here's the thing. It's the crystals then that do it.
Well, okay, the crystals
Right.
help it, but you gotta have someone to pilot it. All right,
Right.
in
But it's
space, you
the
gotta
crystal
get
is
out there.
the crystal is the magic part though. We don't got those. We don't got magic skyship crystals, I think.
You don't know that.
I mean, maybe they're in the ground.
Say, where's Ragnarok? And I'll go out searching for Ragnarok.
He's just in the other room, sitting down.
Yeah, I'm just leaving this room, going to sit with Ragnarok.
Look, if I get a hold of one of these ships, I will come find you all and show you. Okay.
You know what? Hell yeah. I like that. I'm going to write down a list of questions I'm going to ask you when we got more time and we're not in a sort of hellish bunker with a, like, look at the red glowing thing. That fucking thing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. So, okay, I just want to like you guys are just gonna leave this place? So, like, you're not gonna like make it so no one else can find the thing?
I mean,
Gonna close it. What do you want us to do?
Well, I don't know, like break some shit like I did.
I wouldn't mind like probably collapsing the tunnel that we made to get in here. That'd be a good start.
I mean, we can do that, yeah. That doesn't really stop people from getting in here. It just makes it take more time.
Well, I
I
suppose.
mean, I
We
think
got in
from
just
random.
fine with just some effort.
Yeah, but that's because we like had an idea it was here, right? Like if we cover it up, then like
Okay,
some
you
random
realize there's
farm
like a
kid-
10-foot tunnel in a hole in a hill, and we can't fill that in. At least I can't. I mean, if you can fill that big a space, you let me know. We could get a crew from whatever the town is to come and do something, but I mean,
Eh, I was kind of imagining like some fucking like farmer. I guess it'll be a fun little urban legend for all the local farm children to come look at the spooky tunnel and stare at the door they hopefully can't open.
I mean,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna close up the door. We
it's
can
gonna
do
take
what.
it's gonna take an ember to get back in here once everything's closed.
I mean, can you close the big stone door at the beginning?
I opened it.
Right,
I
but
mean,
like,
these guys. It was closed after these guys. I pointed to bodies.
yeah,
Got
it's
in
true.
here, so
Just like wave your hand and think about it hard or something.
I was gonna push the door closed, but I guess I can try your way too.
Yeah, see if it's like if it's in you.
Okay. All right. Well,
Plus, you'll
Let's see.
need these. Point at the smithing tools.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'm
oh,
not so much
actually, hold
concerned
up.
about
That
what will
reminds
I
me.
get in here.
I will go over to the corpse of the dwarf, and I am looking for a set of smith tools.
Yeah, you see there's a hammer that's like by their side, like near one of their hands. Um, it's like it's fucked up.
I will still take that.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Let me just get one left. Memento. You see Floun just goes over to like the broken piece of the wall, kind of reaches down behind one of the panels and just pulls out like it's a little like looks like a hockey puck kind of thing, and just like pulls it into his body. Okay, all right, let's get out of here.
While I'm over here, do you want us to carry your friends out so we can, you know, give them rights and everything?
Uh, I mean, sure, I guess.
Although, I mean,
Can I? This is dumb. Can I roll an insight check on this blob to see if he obviously knew the names of these people, if he actually found if he had a relationship with them, like if
Yeah,
yeah, if he's
A vibe
indicating any
check.
sort of connection.
yeah, sure. Ooh, very good. Yeah, I mean, you get like you think about this and you piece together the little bits that he said, right, in the context of everything, and um, like it's hard to read his body language, right?
Right.
But like, he's been saying a lot of stuff. You gather, yeah, like he's indicated like he crewed with these people, like he definitely cared for them, but on a 21, you get the sense of like this Floun, whatever he is, maybe it's indicative to his species, or maybe it's just him. Um, once you're dead, that's kind of the end of it, right? Like he doesn't keep
Okay.
ties anymore to it. Um,
It
you
wasn't a
know,
break in the facade just then. It was just a dismissal of they've been dead for a fucking long
yeah, just
time.
like you like, yo, man, whatever happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah, like you just think that like
Razik?
it doesn't concern him in any way anymore.
Once it's dead, it's food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops, all
Gotcha.
meat.
Yeah, but he clearly like cared for these people at one point.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. You see Floun slimes his way over to the entry to the elevator portion. And he just waits for whatever it is that you guys are doing.
While the last part of this conversation's going on, say Ragnarok, what
Mhm.
what are you doing out here?
I'm just done with that wound. Did the big brains get what they need?
Well, I'm not sure I understand the question, but I believe they're wrapping it up in there. Are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't doubt it. You did quite a number in there. Thank you. I don't know what I would have done had that peerless thing gotten its hands on me.
It was pretty rough. I'll admit that.
Well, on a happier note, I could use a hand going forward. I'm not the best with these things, and I'll motion to Kieran Jr. I was hoping you might be able to give me some assistance in how to forge this relationship?
When's the last time you talked to him?
Oh, well, I talked to him, I guess, well, I mean, I talked to him when we fought Peerless.
How's he doing with all that?
Well, it's an excellent question. Let's find out, shall we? And I'll just turn to Karen Jr. Junior, how are you feeling about all this nonsense that's gone on recently?
You get the mental sensation of scary,
Hmm.
but I'm okay.
It's interesting. He's, I mean, a little scared, but he's all right. I was wondering, maybe it might be helpful for him if you talk to him a little bit.
Me?
Well, yes. I mean, obviously, I will continue to talk with him, and I need to forge that relationship. But you've got a unique perspective that I won't be able to share with him. You sort of know how it feels to be on both sides of the equation.
Hmm. I would say I'm an expert in one. I'm still learning the other.
That's okay. You have experience at both. It's not something I or anyone else I know could say.
Ragnarok will hold out his arm for Kieran Jr.
Yeah, they fly over, land on the arm. You can feel their talons gripping onto you, and their tail kind of moves and balances itself.
Now, Junior, be
Well,
good and listen to Ragnarok. There's a lot you can learn from him.
Kieran, I know you're new to all this, and you didn't necessarily have a choice, but is this what you want to do?
you get you get a sensation. It's semi images, semi emotion of like this, a sense of serving, a sense of honor that comes with it, a sense of duty, the concept of being chosen for something.
You know, if ever things get too bad, there is a safe space that he can send you. A place where you won't get hurt. You know that, right? Right?
You get the idea of yes, I'm aware.
You have your choice to what we do next. What would you do?
You see Kieran Jr. like their head kind of looks around at like your little group and the other little groups here and there, turns back to you, and you get the idea, not revenge, redemption, a second chance to make things right.
Sure, you'll get that chance. Well, the good news is we're on the right track. He'll say to Cal.
Oh,
But
wonderful.
I think a spa day may be in order.
Excellent.
Just
Always
as a
up for
nice
a good spa
refresher.
day. What was
A
that?
nice
I'm
refresher.
sorry.
Just as a nice refresher.
Hmm.
Kind of get back to square one and then start over.
Yes, I like the way that sounds.
Ragnarok will hold his arm back out so that Junior can go back to Cal.
Oh, No. Why don't you two hang out a bit, get to know each other? Junior and I have plenty of time.
All right, Junior. Looks like it's you and me.
There's a little flutter of the wings, and they crawl up onto your shoulder area. You feel them kind of settle in and kind of get proud.
Think the others are ready? I think both Junior and I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, I think I see them heading out right now.
Ragnarok will slowly get up.
Cal will extend a hand to help him up in the most ridiculously pointless gesture.
Ragnarok will help him up.
Yes, very well. Hello everyone, we're over here. What's the plan going forward?
Fuck off, get paid, find a Melly.
How we find
Okay.
Melly?
I mean, we
Oh.
gotta start.
Oh, funny about that, Ragnarok. While you were gone, I asked the cube, gave me the exact location of Umeli. Spoke with Krios. We're in the process of crafting up a map as we speak. So yes, we've got coordinates. I think in the much more short-term questions, do we have any plans on how to safeguard this environment against other visitors?
Well, you need these special tools to get that lift working,
Okay.
and we're gonna close it back up. I mean,
Can we break
Wonderful.
the controls like Clown did?
yeah, we can do that. I think we should also get the bodies out, not of the Peerless, but Floun's friends. Well, at least two of them probably should be taken out so they can be buried properly. The third is a dwarf. We're underground, so that about does it.
You okay with carrying them, Ragnarok, or?
Yeah, I got it.
Do you want help with that?
If you want to grab the other one.
Riaz looks
Sure thing.
offended. He wants to help.
I mean, we can
Come
make
on,
you
Krios.
a
I actually
bone
wanted to talk to
rucksack.
you anyway.
He goes to help Renier.
You gather the bodies. They do fall apart. It's a pile that you're carrying.
Yep.
As a not an acolyte, but as someone who's worked in this area, are there parts that we should focus on that will be sufficient for returning for burial rites?
I would say, as the expert, whatever you believe is necessary.
Okay, I think. Oh, I've got a soldier background too. I think it would make the most sense that there would only be small parts that we have to bring back, and so we'll do that.
Okay.
Like heads and hands, or what?
Yep.
Heads, hands, feet.
No.
Knees and toes. Knees and toes.
Wait,
There is a portion of the wall that is breached in the control chamber, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Then I
guess
will.
we could just. Yeah.
Yeah, I will make sure that the dwarf skeleton is buried within the stone.
Oh, okay.
That is
Yeah.
behind the breached wall.
Yeah, it is a large enough opening that you could do that, yes.
Cal is, upon seeing that for the other two bodies, only heads and hands are being collected, Cal's gathering either ribs or rib cages, depending on the state of those skeleton parts.
Yeah, you could get some ribs. Some
Not some,
rib cage.
all of them.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I was going to ask you the same thing. What are you all doing? I
Bodies
thought we were
can
going
be-
to bury these things properly.
Yeah, bodies can be cumbersome, but for the proper rites, you only need
It's
what we
not a
can
full
carry.
body though.
Yeah.
Well, this is what holds the heart. This clearly is the most important part.
Huh. I think I'm sold on Cal's. Yeah. Skulls and ribs, I think.
Hands and feet. So, what? We're leaving the femurs and the arm. These are bones. This isn't.
I mean, we'll leave all the articulated bits, right? Like,
Listen, I'm not challenging anyone's criteria for what is or isn't necessary for a burial. I'm bringing these. I think these are necessary.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I-
all right.
seems
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm just saying that this isn't. It's not like we're hauling meat out. This is just bones. We can get
Yes.
them and leave them together
Yeah, we can
if
like
we want.
make some rucksacks.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've been dead forever, so you guys could like do
Yeah.
whatever you want, you know.
All right, everybody out of the cube room. I'm gonna close the door up.
Yep, good call. Fuck this place.
All right.
Once the door is closed, I will sever all of the wires that I had mended before. I basically
All
want
the
to
noodles.
Yeah, all the noodles.
yeah. Why? Yeah.
I basically want to leave this place in a state where, if you know what has gone wrong, repairing it is possible. So for Ember Prime, it would be possible to get back here if necessary.
Okay.
But for anybody just wandering in, good luck.
You want me to melt everything in there?
No. I'm doing this real clean. Just in case.
Right.
I access to all the knowledge in existence is.
I mean, it's a big deal. You're right. Like,
I don't want us to ever have to use it, but if we ever have to use it, I want to make sure that we can get to it. But that it's not something anyone's just going to wander into. I hope we never have to come back here.
Cool. With three of you, the door closes. You sever the wires. You head over towards the platform elevator, awaiting your hammer.
Yeah. Ascend the. Slot the hammer in and ascend.
All right. Hammer goes in, twists. You see the bottom doors close, and the platform, the gears begin activating, rotating the platform upward. Takes it's about an hour's time up.
During this time, Ragnarok will turn to Kriaz, say, I'm sorry about earlier. I took out some things on you that I was angry about, and it wasn't your fault. I trust your ability to assess a danger, even though you were wrong this time. But please don't take what I said personally.
He stares at him in like disbelief, but also amazement that he just told him he was wrong while trying to apologize. So he gives him like one of those irritated eyes, and he's like, takes a deep breath. I like to hit things. I like to hit things with everybody. However, it said it was a friend. I didn't know.
I said it wasn't
And
your fault.
yeah, and he still gives him like the furrowed eyes. Like he realizes that he was apologized to, but not at the same time.
Mhm.
And so he accepts it, and he just stares at him, glaring. Every time, like it's one of those kid shows, whenever somebody like turns around, they're upset for a second. Every time they make eye contact, he makes an awkward glare or like an angry glare at him.
Yeah, Ragnarok, after apologizing, quote unquote, will just watch as the elevator ascends, not really paying attention.
I also have something I want to talk to Creoles about while we're up on this very long ride. I was wondering if what did it make you see?
Um, I mean, I was at home with my dad, and they were telling me about this cave. We went to go look at it, said we were guarding it. And then you know, I went with them to go look at the cave, and the cube was there.
Mm,
That was about it. I don't really remember the question he asked me though, but that's what happened.
mm. It was just home.
Yes, it was home. It was nice to be back at home with the family. I only get to saw Dad though. I didn't really get to see anybody else. Maybe I should go visit one day.
You should. Do you have more family?
I mean, the rest of the lion people, mom, the sister. Yeah, some family, I guess. They're cool.
Amber's got a goal to meet everyone's parents, just so you know.
Ooh. He gets like a sidetracked like thought process. The fact that you brought up Ember and everything, he's like, I'm really curious what Ember wants to know. She seemed really upset. Maybe we should help her. Yeah, my family can wait. We should go find her stuff.
She did see something awful just now.
He's like, what exactly do you mean?
Well, she told us that she was looking for the reason why the dwarves left the mountain, the underground. That's not something that could have been good, palatable. Might take some time to process all of it.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, we're gonna help her. We're
Of
always gonna
course,
help her.
of course. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Oh, this group is great. You guys are awesome. So much stuff happens here.
Trouble does manage to find some of us, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, but and he like gestures his muscles and starts flexing a little, and he's like, well, you got me, and you got Ragnarok, and he like mean glares Ragnarok. It makes like less muscular poses. He's like, we can protect everybody. We can protect everybody. And he pulls out the cartography tools that Cal was having him create the map for, and it's like, but I'm curious about this. What is this? Cal got upset.
Well, he said that's where Umili is, so we just take that to a bigger map, do a little bit of work, see what we can do about finding what might have been up there she was looking for.
Hmm.
We're not going to find it in time. She's probably already found exactly what she needed if that's where she is now, but every little bit helps. Every little bit's more than we had before.
Yeah, this is true. And he just double confirms that that's the. He's like, Umeli's the lady from, or the moment from before Karakara, the tragedy and such, right? He just wants to double check his facts.
Renier nods.
Okay. It's like now it makes sense. Huh.
There's a loud shuddering as the platform reaches the height of its ascension, and there is a door frame not too far away. I believe this one you guys forced your way through.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure
we did.
did.
Yeah.
Sounds like us.
Nothing we can do about that one now.
Try to shove it back.
One thing we can do about that one now.
Everybody begins making their way off the platform. Between your all's strength, you're able to shove the doors back. There's a few, inches gap between the two of them, but they are closed. There's a walkway that just goes spiraling upwards. You make your way. You find yourselves in front of the central disc that had opened up, revealing this place in its entirety. There is light streaming. Actually, I'm sorry. There is moonlight streaming in. The sound of the creek running by. You see at the site of outside, you see Flown actually hover off the ground and fly outwards. And you can see him like flying and spinning around, dipping into the water, rolling his body across the grass nearby, almost like a dog when you let it outside.
Surprisingly majestic.
Don't I know it?
You see it land back by the edge of the water, as you were all we are all down here.
I will make sure that I have closed the door to the vault itself. If it will latch, the one that I had to use fire to open.
Yeah. As you reinspect the runes again, you have a base understanding. Like, you give it a little bit of fire again, you can probably seal this thing up. That seems to be like the key for this door.
Excellent. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. Little fire, and then the door. You see that there's the light from the sewing needle is bright in the place. You see that these people, and they're like, when you first saw them, they're dressed in like dresses, tux, right? Orchestra, fancy orchestra. You open it this time, and you see the two girls are in bikinis. The one guy's in trunks, and they have those like suntan kind of things, like they're hanging
Oh,
out, like they're
shit.
sitting on their chairs, right? You open it up, and they're like, "Oh shit, they're back!" And they throw it to the side. You can see they're like putting on their fancy clothes and getting their instruments ready, and then begin playing.
Okay. Just one last interruption. So is that yes on keeping the needle? God damn it, Max! Son of a... Is
Oh,
that a
God.
yes?
To be honest, it is. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It's a little bright. It's nice.
Okay, well, let's do this. You'll keep the needle, right? And from time to time, as we get to know each other a little bit better, I'll check in and we'll just see what options we have to make it a little better for you in there. But the music's lovely, and I don't always need the formal wear.
Hold on, I'm a little worried. I'm casting. Do you sleep in there?
That is a difficult thing to explain.
I mean, but do you gotta like close your eyes at any point as a part of a process?
Well, we do find with the light we have to close them more often now,
Right.
and it's very difficult.
Okay, so you don't want the light anymore.
I mean, the light is nice. We are getting a little burnt.
Right. Okay. I'll pull that out. Let me actually look at this fucking ability. I don't think I can make it less. It just produces 5 feet of light. It's the problem.
Produces
It's a lot of light for a
an
little.
insane amount of light for these little guys.
Look.
We'll be okay. Maybe the light every now and then. Yeah.
This is both
Very well.
delightful and existentially horrifying.
I feel like we need to like just set him up with a nice table at Renier's place and let him like live a life or something.
I mean, hell, I'm only there a couple times a year.
Hello, fellers. You able to like get out of there, or are you stuck in there?
Well, don't you all just have a lot of ideas what to do with Floun's gift to me? And I'll close it up and put it in my pouch and walk away.
Wonderful. It is very late. The moon is in the sky. The stars are out. You can feel the weight of, lethargy kind of weighing on you all a little bit. You can either try to push through and get to Krua. It's a few hours, hike in the dark, or you can, make camp. It's up to you.
Does anyone
I
have
say
any
we try to get
objections
in.
to go into town?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good
Sounds
either
like-
way.
Sounds like no objections. I say we push.
Okay. Pushing to get to town. Can everybody make Constitution saving throws for me?
Lord.
Dun, dun.
I will be using an inspiration on that.
Sure.
Whoop, there it is. Hold up, wait. 53. Math was not mathing.
Okay. Amber and Renier, you each gain 1 point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Exhaustion levels. 01.
You make it?
Sorry, while we are
Yeah.
walking,
Yeah.
Ember will already feeling the exhaustion and the loss of hit points, is going to just drop back a little bit. Pull the normal size rather than the holy symbol that is emblazoned on the no, wait, she doesn't have a holy symbol emblazoned on the shield. We'll pull her holy symbol out from around her neck. I am going to cast Sending. I am casting Sending to my mom.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mom, it's me. Stop digging. You have to close the mine, please. I'll explain when I can. I love you. 25 words exactly.
Oh hell yeah, my
Nice.
man. You hear a groggy response back, saying, "Ember, um, um, is this a dream? You know we can't stop the mine."
How many spell slots do I have left? 1. Excellent. Carry on. I'm going to formulate this.
Okay, cool. um, you guys make your way through town a little, a little slower than normal, but you get there. It's only a few hours walk. You head into town. I mean, like, this is a small town out in the wild. Um, they like there aren't the only lights that are on is you see like there's a lantern on the outside of the tavern. But like there's not even like people here drinking. Like this place looks like it almost looks deserted in this moment.
Fucking going in anyway.
All right. You head in towards what is the kind of the tavern, the main building here in town. It's quiet.
Problem solved.
You hear a shuffling in a room nearby. Footsteps. You hear a door creaking open and someone holding a lantern walking out, brandishing like a cleaver. And they come out and like you see they're like ready for business, and like hold the lantern up and see the lot of you. Oh shit! Shit! How'd you all get in here?
Door.
And this is Bramir Colum, the
Right.
the de facto leader of Krua. You see he places the lantern on a table nearby, sets the cleaver down, just kind of puts a hand on his chest over his heart, and is breathing heavy a bit. Y'all scared me, that's for certain. We don't get a lot of late night folks here. I'm sorry, did you say you solved the problem?
Yep. Kill
Ragnarok.
everything out there. They're not interested in coming back. And they're going to have a
Ragnarok,
hell of
did
a
you
time if they tried.
show him
Oh.
the faceplates?
Wyatt. And he'll produce the anahedon or the part of it.
Yeah, the parts we scooped that aren't in the big inside bag are the 2 faceplates from the other 2.
Okay. You see him take a few steps forward and is like holds his hand out to like inspect one of them. May I?
Oh, of course.
So he grabs it and holds it up. Damn. I mean, this is exactly what they was describing and everything. This is all of them?
Yep.
There was 3. We're keeping one of them for
Research purposes.
probably.
Hell, I'll wager that y'all can probably do whatever it is that you like with all that. Dang, I did not expect you all to work so fast.
Well, let it be known that the fifth season delivers results.
I certainly will. I mean, normally when we ask for help from Bastion, it takes a while, and then they take forever getting it done. I'm sorry, I'm just a little taken aback by all this. Look, we don't have much here, in the way of, reward. Um,
You mind if we just borrow some beds?
that I can do.
And maybe some food?
Food, drinks.
That'll do, for me, at least.
I'm good.
And he begins like asking, like, what do you guys want? He has a shitty oat beer that they make here, and like a really throat searing kind of whiskey that they make as well.
Fuck yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
um,
Smooth.
real good.
Now, what exactly is whiskey?
Oh, Ragnarok.
It's alcohol.
Is it good?
No.
Well,
Oh.
Yes.
it varies, but it almost always makes you feel good.
Exactly.
Well then.
They fire up their stove, are happy to make some meals for you. Everything is on the house that you have for the evening. There are 2 rooms available in this place. Single bed each in each room. He kind of shrugs. Is like I said, we don't get a lot of visitors here.
May I use your common room?
Sure.
I'm just gonna set up a tent.
Okay. I mean, normally folk put 10 outside. Is there?
Right, but it's inside and it's warmer in here in general, and also less like wind flapping.
Yeah. We just move some of the tables aside. No problem at all.
Amber, do you want privacy?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm trying to figure out how to respond to my mom. That's all.
What you say?
They can't close the mine, which I mean, I should have expected that answer, but
Did you tell her why they needed to close it?
I don't have a lot of conversation space, hence why I'm trying to plan this real careful.
Do you want help?
I think I got it. Thank you, though.
All right.
I mean, clearly we need to go back to Maras then. And if there was ever a good use for the bubble, this will be it.
Hmm.
Now, I'm
Cal.
almost positive I
What?
told you about how we use that bubble to save your
Oh, that's
Your-
right.
your corpse.
I'm just so
Yeah.
upset that I didn't get to experience that. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, we were deep
Technically you
within a
did, but
collapsing lake, so
We're never getting to these cave fishes, are we?
I mean, it's like on the list, right? But the queue keeps sort of
We don't
filling.
have to head for Maras immediately. I will message her. I'll work something out. We should figure out what other stuff we need to do before we head back to a place we've already been.
Ragnarok,
Like-
drink this.
No,
I reckon I can barter the Fettlework fellow for something for this Anhedon corpse.
Kriaz, they're speaking of where the cave fisher mission was, right? And with your you've been looking at the maps just recently, and maybe even right now. You are if you head back to Bastion, you can hit the cave fishers on the way. You just have to traverse through the wilds is the most efficient way to do it.
With that knowledge and spending time looking at it, he stares at Ragnarok because Ragnarok's the one that brought up the cave fishers. He stares at him for a second and gives him like a mean eye, and then looks back at the map and everything he's looking at. Takes a big deep breath and swallows, and then walks up to Ragnarok and is like, just very aggressively points at a spot on the map and is like, "They're right here. On the way back, we can go, I guess."
well, that depends on if we're going back to Bastion or if we're going to Moas.
I mean, I figure we'll go back to Bastion.
It's all north from here anyway. All right. The considerations from Ross, very significant, very important. But a courier will get there faster than us, and there is a chance, as Ember said, she might be able to convey enough information without us needing to travel the week that it'll take us to get there.
Also, Cal and Krios, can we figure out exactly where Melly is right now?
Sure.
I'll pull
Or
out
can
these.
that wait till we sleep?
I mean, if any of y'all are real tuckered,
I'm old. Good night.
I'm good for it now. This whiskey is very energizing.
Oh, in that case, let's drink another together. Smooth.
I hate it, but I like it.
Cal, like, do you feel it in your toes, kind of? Is that like a halfling thing?
I feel it lots of places. Hasn't quite filtered down to my toes yet. I guess I'll just keep drinking.
Cal, since I still have Junior, we may just want to share a room. I can take the flow.
Very well. Going once, going twice. Let's go, Ragnarok. Come, Junior.
Oh, are we done drinking?
Oh. The whiskey to. Well, no. Yeah, you're right. Should continue our celebration.
All right, I'm gonna go push a table to the side and get my shit set up.
I've been meaning to ask, how exactly do you hammer the stakes for your guy lines into a wooden floor? That just seems. I mean, obviously you can, because it's a wooden floor and all. That just seems kind of.
Yeah, right. Well, mostly what I do is I like weight the corners down with rope, and sometimes I use some sticky bog, and then you just don't move too much in there up against the walls, right? And then it'll stay.
Got it. Your tent is not stakes and guy lines. Your tent is blue tack and dreams.
When it's inside, yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to fight the wind when it's inside.
Yeah. When it's inside, it's all good. I don't gotta fucking nail shit.
What if someone walks past it too fast? You're fucked.
Yeah, I'm fucked. It's gonna fall in on me, be more of a sleeping roll. That's why we built a
Wait.
flap in the top. So if it falls in on me, I could poke my head out and turn it into a sleeping roll. Guess we'll turn in for the night.
You all turn in for the night in your various ways. Some of you staying up to drink a little more lively. Soon, even that begins to die down as some of you who have with Ragnarok, your energy persists for a while, and then it's like a wave hits you, and you feel like you start kind of like fading in and out a little bit, very tired. You're kind of not
Okay, big
sure.
guy.
Yeah, you're standing up and a little wobbly.
That was my that was my bad, Ragnarok. I should have warned you, and I'd get a little exuberant when it comes to drinking, and forget that not everyone has quite the experience that I have with it. Now, lean on me. I'm sure I can. Junior, you've got to help.
You see Junior grabs its talons on Ragnarok, like their shoulder fur, and is like flapping to no avail.
Ragnarok, okay,
That evil man.
we're going to need your help as well. Left foot,
No.
now the right foot. No, the other right foot.
Oh wait. Okay. Ah.
We're just going to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
This is harder than normal.
Oh, wait till tomorrow morning.
It's gonna spin more.
No, I mean, no, of course not. It will all end once you get upstairs. So let's focus on that.
Oh,
Murph
it's okay. I can climb.
Murph pokes his head out. Tell him to focus on the horizon.
We're inside what horizon? Flap harder, Junior.
Oh, just shut the fuck up then. Get him to bed.
No, it's fine.
Get
And
him some.
he attempts to start walking on the wall.
You should have had him finish with the small beer. You can't just go whiskey the whole way.
Yeah, he has gotten away from you as he is now crawling on the wall.
It's much better with my center of gravity down.
Oh, we're going to have a hell of a time explaining this tomorrow morning.
We'll just fill it in with mud.
I don't think mud smeared on the walls is going to make them feel any better. But I do like where your head's at. It's solution-oriented.
It wasn't my best idea, and in my defense, I did just wake up because you're shouting.
But I'm trying to get Ragnarok off the walls. Either
And-
help or go back in your tent.
Okay, I'm going back in the tent. Murph pokes back in. Murph like holds a hand out and tells Chorby, just tells Chorby do anything Cal says until I wake up.
And Chorby looks at you, Cal. You guys are like up the stairs, on the little second kind of landing area.
Yeah.
Chorby looks at you, looks at the table with your alcohol, and takes one of the cups and just begins pouring the whiskey in its head.
Okay, love it. Here's what I'm looking for. I would like to find a spot sort of at the top of the stairs where I can both see Ragnarok and if I will tell Junior to hold the door to the room open. I want to see Ragnarok and I want to see the bed because you know what's coming.
Hey.
Yeah, easy.
Okay. I got to spend a couple sorcery points to
Bug me.
convert first level things into sorcery points so that I can get a second level spot. And then when I do that, I am casting Vortex Warp. Or before I do, because this is an important part of it. Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Would you like to get to bed?
Very much so.
Okay. You just got to go with the flow. I'm going to put you right in the room.
I am so flow.
Boom. Vortex warp.
Okay.
Part of me wanted to resist it so bad.
Do you get him on the bed?
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
for this, I'll put him on the bed.
I'm imagining standing on the bed. Like,
Yeah,
how
probably.
big is Ragnarok?
Well, so I was crawling on the wall, so I assume
Okay,
I'm on my
yeah,
side
you're-
right now.
You know, you're just claws out crawling
Yeah.
on the bed.
Yep. No, I said I'd take the flow.
Hey, Sean,
Yes, sir.
just a mechanical question. Why do my hit points keep going down to 26?
Are you?
My hit points were at 38. I reduced them to 32.
If you're
you-
doing it on D&D Beyond and it is
not.
being done, oh well, can't help you then.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
Yeah,
figure it out
That's what I
eventually.
ran into.
Yeah, you don't have to adjust your hit points. There's already an effect on you to
Okay.
automatically do that. So
Got it.
if you heal yourself to normal, it will pull you
Got
down to 6.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more sending.
Okay.
This takes Ember at least an hour to parse out the 25 words. And uncharacteristically does not begin with identifying herself. Hirathun, we dug too deep. Don't dig down. Enemies below. Dangerous elves down there. You have to stop digging down. Please, Mom, close the mine.
You get a response. The voice is more coherent, like they'd been up now for a little bit. Responds back, "What's this all about, Ember? The mines? Something elves? Our whole city's livelihood is in that mine. I can't just close it down."
Have to answer that tomorrow.
I think
There
I have
is.
I think I have a few. I think I have some words in there. I'll just end hers with "I'm worried about you."
There is definitely a very tired shout of frustration. There is some whatever is at hand getting chucked across the room, and then mended back together after its breath.
Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. You all have a restful sleep. The morning comes. Some of you, your head hurts. And the room spins a little more than it normally does. Renier, Renier, who are you? Are you bunking with someone?
Yeah, my room would have been open to whoever. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I imagine you. I mean, you went to bed a little early. You figure Renier wakes up early in general, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I figure as well. He's probably one of the first awake all the time.
Yeah.
You get up. Your body's stiff, right? I mean, you had a long few days of travel, a long night last night, a long day, and you had a nice rest in a warm bed, and you're just stretching out all the kinks. You stand up, move your body around a bit, and there's a pain in your side, your left side.
I think part, especially when we're in town and we have the ability to, um, one of the reasons he gets up early, like, is to stretch and like limber up. And I think he has the attunement to be looking for this sort of, or like not necessarily this pains, inordinate pains, and so I'll like lift my shirt and try to figure out what's going on, or
Yeah.
press my hands or whatever.
Yeah, you lift your shirt up and you kind of like try to get a look at the left side of your the left side of your body. Just bruised. Looks like there's like lashing marks. Probably where that thing was striking out. Maybe one of them hit you. Maybe something just got you. Not abnormal to see bruise marks on your body, though, given your particular line of work. And while you're looking at that, you notice a few old scars, a few other bruises that are on their way to healing up. You're about to pull your shirt down, and you actually notice something on your shoulder. Pull your shirt to the side a bit. Your kind of shoulder itself, the top portion of the arm where the bone meets, it's made of metal. You can see metal. It's not growing out of your flesh, it's your skin has become metal here.
At like, to my touch, do I have sense when I put pressure, when I apply pressure?
You have sense from your fingertips from it, and you have like a dull sensation that you are touching some part of that area. Your fingertips catch the sensation as normal, but that portion of your shoulder, um, warm because it's so close to your body, but has that coolness that metal gives off as well. It's flexible though. Can you roll 3d6 for me?
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 3.
Oh. Oh God.
Were you injured at all? I don't think anybody really
No.
took damage. Yeah, okay.
Um. Whoever's in the room with me, I'm not going to wake anybody up, but somebody else here has a knife. Someone does. Uh, and the seam where I can find, like, where my skin is skin and when it is not, I'm going to try to apply some pressure and see what I can feel with a blade.
Yeah. You skin is skin. The knife feels normal as it should. Where you place the knife where the metal is, you lose the sharpness of the sensation. It's you still know that you're putting pressure on it. But you can it sounds different. You press on it and it doesn't bend the way that skin does. It takes pressure as it's not like fully hardened. It's still a bit malleable, but as you push harder, it does not pierce.
Can I make an Ancient Arcana check?
You can.
Okay. I'll just roll my Arcana die again. I would very much like to use Inspiration.
Sure. On a 12.
Shit. Fuck it. I have a handful. I'm gonna try one more shot.
14.
Okay.
Incrementally
that's
better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just throw the rest of them away and get something good.
Satisfied with the 14?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. With a 14, you don't know what this is. You've been exposed to a lot of crazy things since taking that job to go to Karakara. Hard to tell.
I'll just continue my morning routine with my shirt removed because I do intend on talking with everyone else about it in the morning. I don't know if
Oh.
you want to call a session, but that's the intention.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I want to end session very very soon. As everybody is getting themselves together, you head downstairs. Before anybody notices the thing with Ragnarok, you find the thing with Renier.
Mhm.
You find that uh, Bramir is here, getting the place, cleaned up after last night. He doesn't mind. He is very pleased, with everything that you all have done. Um, and he says to you all, "Hey, look, like I said last night, we don't have much in the way here of, well, much of anything really. All we got out here is each other, but." There was something that we found when them things first started coming around and digging. They found something weird, and I mean, they weren't interested in it. And well, I don't know what it is, and I figure maybe you folks, you're into, well, no offense, probably kind of weird stuff. Maybe you can figure out what it is. And he pulls out um, this like cloth wrapped a cloth wrapped package. Opens up the cloth and kind of pushes it over to the other side of the bar towards you all, and you see this like belt, this leather metallic belt with this like square box with wires coming out of it. All of you instinctively like this is some kind of ancient object here.
Ancient Arcana?
Yeah.
Process.
Yeah. Wow.
Probably don't need to.
Huge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let's see if I crit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, at least it still happens. You know what I mean? Okay. Hell yeah. A couple of you crowd around and kind of like, look at this. Look at this thing. I bet, you know what? I bet what this does here. This is, this is not a cipher. This is a relic, a more powerful version of a cipher. Where ciphers have a single use before they fail, relics have multiple uses, if not infinite uses, depending on the object. This is a hover belt, an odd fitting metallic mesh belt with a little metal box and several dials. As an action, you can activate the belt for 10 minutes. While active, you can manipulate the dials to make yourself float 20 feet up or down and up to 5 feet sideways. So, actual ability to hover for 10 minutes. It has a depletion of 1 in 20 every time you use it. So every time you use it, you roll a d20. If it doesn't roll a 1, it keeps lasting.
Oh.
If you do roll a 1, it will function for the time that you use it, but it will burn out after.
And does it take an action to do the movement while you're hovering, or is it just considered your movement?
It would be your movement. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
action. When
But it's got 10, or how
yeah.
fast is it? 10 feet?
Hold on, hold on. I'm reading the language again. When activated as your action, the belt functions for 10 minutes while the belt is active. As your move, you can manipulate the dials. Yeah, so it's your movement.
Okay. Yeah, Merv like reels all that off. I assume Renier has more or less the same. I mean, who wants to fly?
Someone who's flown before, I can confidently say it's very fun.
I mean, do you want it?
Are we going for
Oh,
fear factor here? How about
I mean,
Ragnarok?
I
I
mean, I'll
mean,
take it, but I've flown before, so I think someone
yeah,
else
but
should experience that
like,
joy
do you miss it?
all the time.
We don't miss what we don't know. You're the only one that's known it.
True, but I am pretty mobile.
I
But
mean,
imagine, right?
yeah,
A
but imagine
flying
like,
Ragnarok that skydives on somebody.
I can take very significant falls, as it turns out.
it's true. I would say like Cal because he's the worst at climbing, but
I think would be a very good fit.
Cal, you think this will clash, or you think it'll fit with your
Oh, well.
your vibe?
I mean, I can make just about anything work, but I mean, I don't know. I see the utility in it. I just don't know that in a combat scenario it would really make much difference for me.
That's true. And actually, come to think of it, maybe it should be Ember because she's like got the most equipment on. I don't know if you're the heaviest, but you got the most like armor on.
Yeah, but I don't want to fly.
You don't want to fly.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, the whole underground thing, we don't really
Yeah,
have the
like
same aspirations of
right.
flying.
I get it. I get it.
You know, I'm sure we can figure that out. We've got time. But Renier, what is why shirtless and what is going on with that weird single
fuck.
shoulder pad thing?
No, we're gonna look at it. Don't worry.
Wait,
And
did that not come off?
It's new actually.
Can I touch it?
That doesn't answer my question.
Amber, do the thing you
I
did with the stalk.
did try to sort of cut it. It didn't really break. Yeah, go ahead, touch it. That's fine. I'll sit down so all the short people can see it too.
Did you sanitize? Get over here.
When you got the stalk to disattach, try doing the same thing, Amber. That thing.
We're gonna go through some steps here, Merv, but
That's fair.
Wait,
It
that's part of you now.
Well, we'll see how permanent, but for now.
For fuck's sake. Cal
Yeah, you
starts
got-
taking all his clothes off. Junior, do a flyby. And I will look through.
What are you doing?
I will look through Junior's senses as it flies around my body to see if I have any of these metal bits.
Yeah, yeah. No metal bits.
Oh, whew. I mean, I'm sorry, Renier. We'll do whatever we can. but dodged a bullet this time.
What color is the metal again?
It's silver. Yeah, like a dark kind of silver. Actually, yeah, for them it's a dark kind of silver. Make a flat intelligence check, Merv. I'm typing a message to you in Foundry.
Yeah. Merv gets very, very pale. That's the same color and texture as Peerless.
And what a wonderful place to end our session.
You'll have to let me know how next week goes, because I won't be here, and I'm very curious now.
Good for you.
Number
Good
five.
luck. We record them all.
Yeah, well, I'm glad.